Till 11 p.m. I'm Camden Walker. This is our Sundays at 7 live from Capital Weather for the Capital Weather team. We're live now giving you updates on capitalweather.com, and you can go straight to our storm update section at capitalweather.com/live. We've got lots to cover. Flood watch above until 3 a.m., severe thunderstorm watch below until 11 p.m. Let's go through everything that is happening right now. The radar is active. We've got storms moving in from the west. Expect thunder to continue maybe as late as 2 or 3 a.m., but the strongest intensity, the gustiest storms, and maybe even a tornado or two should end by 11 p.m. Downpours, unfortunately, continue after the gusty storm potential, so we might see flooding downpours as late as 2 into 3 a.m. That's why the flood watch goes later than the severe thunderstorm watch. And we're going to keep watching radar there for minutes. I'm going to show you the wind potential is until 11 p.m. tonight. That's the concern from the Storm Prediction Center and our local office for the National Weather Service. Good evening, David. Good evening, James in Centerville. Good seeing you, David. Good seeing you, MN. Hello. And Dave, hello. Thanks for tuning in. And Molly, and Burning Carol, let's see. Yes, we've covered the jellyfish at Ocean City. Check out our coverage this weekend. I think yesterday Dan posted that on capitalweather.com. And Peggy and Matt and Misha and Lady and Random. Good to see you. And James. Yes. And Julia. I'm sorry about the noise of thunder. Severe thunderstorms should be ending by 11 p.m. tonight. Thunderstorm potential returns again maybe Thursday and later this week, but so far not a strong signal, a high signal for severe thunderstorms at this time for later this week. All right, we've got CD Porter. If you can hold off on putting out your trash for recycling until very early tomorrow morning, that's a little better. And Hillary, go ahead and yes, just in case, secure the outdoor furniture in Fairfax City. Justin, Deborah, Warman, good to see you. Maria, good to see you. And Ron, thank you for tuning in. Excellent. Okay. We've got the wind threat below here. That is why there's a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. So a slight threat that we see damaging wind gusts over 57 miles per hour. One or two tornadoes cannot be ruled out until 11 p.m. The primary threat is around DC and along and west of I-95. Flooding downpours, as we have been talking about, this is why we have a flood watch until 3 a.m. We have flooding downpours, a slight chance for flooding downpours that exceed even after the severe thunderstorm potential ends at 11 p.m. So it is going to be very active tonight from gusty storms potentially with maybe a tornado until 11 p.m. along and west of I-95 and even around DC potentially. And then flooding downpours in the region with that flood watch continuing until 3 a.m. Later this week, let's look quickly at the week ahead before we get back to our severe weather coverage. Clouds take a break. We should see sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe again Sunday. We have an update, of course, about all the details at capitalweather.com. I'm just quickly skimming over the dew points. We get a break from the high humid dew points Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's some good news. Rain, and it's going to be plentiful this week. About half of what you're seeing over the next week is the amount below. Half this falls through tonight and early tomorrow morning. And then maybe later this week into the weekend, we see the next half of this two-inch rain amount for the week. Great news, the drought continues to improve throughout the region. We're only abnormally dry there in the yellow shading. Soil moisture, I promised a couple of you that were really complaining about localized dryness. It is, there's some patchy dry topsoil out there. And temperatures this week, I want to highlight tomorrow looks very hot and pretty darn humid. Heat index values, it could feel like upper 90s. So please keep that in mind. Kind of slowly going down, and the averages this week do go down toward the mid 80s by this weekend. So when we look at above average temperature, the signal continuing into maybe late weekend into next week, we could be still warm for this time of year, and no clear signal either way for precipitation into the medium to longer term. All right, there's a lot of convective available potential energy on our doorstep. So our severe storms expert Jeffrey Halverson is watching this for us. There is a complex of storms heading from the northwest of the DC area that could help instigate The heavy rains we're worried about, the gusty storms we're watching. So we're going to continue to watch radar as we do see. We've got plenty of chat comments coming, and I want to make sure you're seeing those. But we do want you to know the flood watch is until 3 a.m. above, and the severe thunderstorm watch below is until 11 p.m. So just keep in mind that gusty storms and even a tornado are possible until 11 p.m. Beyond that, through 3 a.m., we could still see flooding downpours, even if gusty storms and tornado potential do calm down. Now, the region where we do want to focus your attention for the severe thunderstorm watch and gusty storm potential is along I 95, the Beltway, and points west. That's why we're watching radar with storms coming toward us from toward the DC area from the west, and that is going to be continued watching that. That is definitely our interest tonight. You can see these storms, and we had one severe thunderstorm warning coming out of Frederick County. Looks like it's going into northern Fauquier and Loudoun County. No other warning that I can see at this moment. Let me check really quick. It looks like we're okay. All right, excellent. So just that one warning right now, but we do again have the flood watches posted for the counties above until 3 a.m. and the severe thunderstorm watch encompassing more of our area for gusty storm potential, damaging wind gusts until 11 p.m. All right, let me catch up on your questions and comments. We're live on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And anytime you need us, we're at capitalweather.com. We have our live coverage going right now on the blog, capitalweather.com/live, to see all of our live updates. All right. We've got uh, Ron, good to see you. Ruth Elisa, hello. Storms are coming, Ruth Elisa. We're just trying to give you the heads up tonight. Severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m., flood watch until 3 a.m. So pleased you're saving up for your mug, Ruth Lisa. I'll give you the discount code there in a minute, I think. Paul, let's see. Glad you could use that. And Jim, good Sunday evening to you. And David, yes, indeed, good seeing the rain. Grass is growing like crazy in Purcellville. Paul and Jim, let's see. Yes, I want it. Indeed, we're going to watch the potential for one, maybe two tornadoes this evening until 11 p.m. And yes, indeed, some thunder is coming to the region. Ruth Elisa and Steve, hello in Culpeper. Keep the reports coming. So far, you're not in a warning there in Culpeper. Let me pull the radar back up. The flood watch, I'll pull away for a second. So far, just one warning in the severe thunderstorm warning in the DC area there, northern Fauquier into Loudoun County as well. Hello, Lisa. Big thunderclap in Clifton, Virginia. Thanks for that report. And let's see, we've got Steve. Good to see you in Culpeper. Yes, we do think the storms will lose some of their punch as they come toward the region, but still robust enough to be weather aware until 11 p.m. for gusty storms, maybe a tornado, and flooding downpours with the flood watch until 3 a.m. Just put that back up there for just a second. So we do have kind of double trouble this evening. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang, covering the flood watch until 3 a.m., the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. Just one warning, one severe thunderstorm warning that we have seen popping up there in northern Fauquier County and western Loudoun County, coming toward the DC area. That is where we think the focus for severe weather tonight will be, around the Beltway and along 95 and points west. All right, I'm Camden Walker checking on the comments here. MD, sorry if your flight is delayed. And Christy and No and Tavlon and MAD, good to see you. And Destiny and Billy, making sure I've not missed your comments. Nicole, DCA could have some hiccups tonight, delays, but I don't see if widespread cancellations just yet. But should there be a severe thunderstorm warning, and we are watching that storm to the west from Fauquier and Loudoun, there could be some hiccups in air traffic control tonight. Moto, barometric pressure, glad that you have that report. That is nothing crazy, but it's dropped a little bit. Excellent. Thanks for that report. And Dunn and E. Wilson and MR and Anna Rundle, you are also in the severe thunderstorm watch. Michelle and Paul, hard rain and thunder in Purcellville. And Vincente, yes, I want you to also be weather aware in Anne Arundel County this evening. Again, we're watching radar above, just one severe thunderstorm warning that we're watching right now there in northern Fauquier and Loudoun. Let me put up the flood watch that is in effect until 3 a.m. for flooding downpour potential, severe thunderstorm watch for much more of the region until 11 p.m. we have a threat for gusty storms, and the wind threat is here. It's at least a slight threat for winds over 57 miles per hour. That is the damaging wind gust threshold. And then we could even see one or two tornadoes in the region as well. So we will report any warnings we see on capitalweather.com/live or the Capital Weather app. Please make sure you've downloaded that. Stay weather aware, have multiple sources for information tonight, just so you can stay on top of your warnings. Flooding downpour potential is below here as well. It remains slight in our region, which is why we have that flood watch until 3 a.m. Brief look ahead one more time before I go back to severe weather coverage. Clouds do break Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe again Sunday. Those could be also days where we see lower humidity, dew points, these murky, muggy dew points over 70 degrees, and the purple finally receding for Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe again late this weekend. So expect a brief, subtle reprieve at times. It won't feel super dry and comfortable, but standard humidity for August, let's call it. Rain this week is ample, maybe 2 inches in some spots. Half is falling tonight into early tomorrow morning. With this flood watch, we need to watch the downpour potential tonight and maybe more later this week. More rain will come. Keeping the drought in check, that's the good news. Soil moisture does still remain spotty and dry in certain parts of the area. I've spoken with a few of you on capitalweather.com this week in the comment section that your soils remain challenging for some gardeners and farmers. And temperatures this week starting hot and humid tomorrow, might feel like upper 90s in a few spots with the high humidity, and decent heat tomorrow, but closer to August averages in the mid upper 80s for this time of year, near the middle and end of this week. And looking ahead briefly, temperatures are still expected, a decent signal for above average temperatures, even into next week. Precipitation, though, not a clear signal either way for above average or below average into next week. Here is the convective available potential energy, sometimes known as CAPE. It is sitting on our doorstep, a big gradient, a big change over a short distance. There is some stable air northeast of DC. That is why we think the main focus of severe weather tonight is around DC, around the Beltway, along I-95 and points west, where there is more instability available for thunderstorms to develop, to grow, and become potentially intense with this energy available, this instability available in the atmosphere. So let me just put up our severe weather coverage here, the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. for the severe thunderstorm watch, flood watch until 3 a.m. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather team. We're live at capitalweather.com doing storm coverage for you tonight here and on the blog. David, good to see you. And thanks for that, David. Good to see you on Facebook. And the golf tournament is so. I think you might be able to get it in tomorrow mid morning, CJ. Uncork, good to see you. And I will please keep an eye out on Wolf Trap. I don't like that a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Let's check that again. We've got a flood watch until 3 a.m. A severe thunderstorm warning from looks like northern Fauquier and into Loudoun County. So please stay safe if you are at Wolf Trap. Yes, I would get to shelter now. When thunder roars, head indoors. And if you encounter floodwaters, remember, turn around, don't drown. All right, Lewis, glad you are in Myrtle Beach escaping the severe weather threat. And Tom, tropics are pretty darn quiet. That's all we need to say in lieu of the severe weather right now. And Paul, and it's looking quiet for the medium term. And Paul, let's see. I think there's a lower chance for storms tomorrow, but just maybe consider some rain gear. We'll try and give you an update tomorrow on that at capitalweather.com. And DJ, indeed, delays continue into DCA. I think there's a chance for you to get in tonight, but yes, a very small chance for cancellations and a ground stop at DCA with these severe thunderstorms coming toward the region from the west. All right, Sean, thanks for tuning in, and Abby, and JW, and Kate, and Bear, and AT, and Lisa. Not just yet, Lisa. Thank you for that. And downtown Silver Spring has rain. Thanks for that report. And yes, Abby, stay weather aware in Silver Spring. Storms are heading into the region, including Silver Spring tonight. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. below, flood watch until 3 a.m. above here. We're watching radar continuously tonight. Storms are moving in from the west. They could be intense. Damaging wind gusts over 57 miles per hour are possible, along with one or two tornadoes that we want to just flag for you. No major alarm bells, but just worth staying weather aware into this evening with a damaging wind threat, one or two tornadoes potentially, and a slight threat of flooding downpours. Again, that flood watch goes until 3 a.m. beyond the time of the severe thunderstorm watch, ending at 11 p.m. as it looks now. All right, let's put up the storm watch, the flood watch. Let me check your questions and comments. You have a good one as well, Ruth Lisa. Let me quickly give you that. You're indicating you want that shopping code. Let me give that to you all right now, really quickly. Sundays at 7 is your discount code. If you want to shop at our capitalweather.com/store, advertise with us by emailing advertise@capitalweather.com. But let's get back to our severe weather coverage. Flood watch until 3 a.m., severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. Matthew, Kel, Kate, Bab, Kalel, Juice, and Zira. Good to see you. Let me make sure, please repeat your comments if there's a bunch coming in. Jesse, rumbling in Germantown, thanks for that report. And C. Durham, ATK, thank you for tuning in. And Jake, excellent. All right. Moto, thanks so much. I'm glad you can join on Instagram. Good seeing you as well. Bright has a great question. Bright Knoll, the severe thunderstorm dynamics for gusty storms, damaging wind, and tornadoes, that available energy in the atmosphere is expected to die down by 11 p.m. before the moisture available in the atmosphere moves out. That's available for flooding downpours. That's why, even if we see everyday looking thunderstorms on radar between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., they could still produce uh, flooding downpours. They could move over the same areas more than once. Their motion could slow down a little bit. We could see training, it's called, when you see repeated downpours over the region in these counties above until 3 a.m. And I think we've all, if you've been in the DC region enough, sometimes we've seen downpours that cause brief flooding without even some lightning, thunder. Thunderstorms can die and just dump all the rain on us, even late at night, thanks to a warm front nearby, thanks to a mesoscale convective complex that's coming from the north and west. Even if those storms are expected to become less robust as they approach us, they're still going to hold a lot of water in them as they approach the region. So I expect, as things even calm down tonight, the rain is what is going to last past the threat for damaging wind gusts, for one or two tornadoes. And here's the damaging wind threat. And the tornado, one or two tornadoes is also possible tonight as well. And again, a slight threat for, let's see, for not only tornadoes, but a slight threat for flooding downpours as well. Raul, good to see you. Another thunderclap in Clifton, Lisa. Thank you. Downpour in Hagerstown, Rocio. Thanks for that report. Chicago starting to cancel flights into DC. Anshul, thanks for that. It could be a little bit of a wait there. There could be a ground stop at DCA if it's not happening already. Let's look at radar again. We do have severe thunderstorms potentially in the region. It looks like all warnings have dropped for now. But we do again have a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. And these storms and this complex of storms are moving from the west northwest down toward the DC region, moving east southeast. All right, we've got the flood watch until 3 a.m. above. Let me put up the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. below. Check on your comments for one more minute here. Lots of rain in Vienna. Thanks for that, Snork and MB and Michelle and RK and B Dean and Jen and Sosis and Brightnell. You're most welcome, Brightnell. Thank you again for tuning in from Instagram. And Josh and Air and KF and Knowlton and Paul, thank you for tuning in. Let's check all the comments here. We're on Facebook, live on X, on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And capitalweather.com/live is where our coverage is being live updated tonight. A human is always at the helm at capitalweather.com. I'm Camden Walker. I will see you next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Please stay weather aware. Even until the early morning hours after the severe thunderstorm watch expires, when the chance for gusty storms, damaging winds over 57 miles per hour, one or two tornadoes, that decreases after 11 p.m. Flooding downpours may continue past that until 3 a.m. So that's the double trouble tonight. And just want you to try and remember we're dealing with more than one threat tonight. So I hope you will keep an eye out on capitalweather.com tonight. C. Cardulo, you're most welcome. Raul, most welcome. Dave and Lewis, you take care as well. And thank you everyone for tuning in on the blog and our 5 social media channels. Don't forget the Apple and Android app can help you stay safe tonight. Even if it's not with capitalweather.com, have more than one source for weather information tonight just to keep yourself safe. Do not disturb is okay on your phone, so make sure it's connected to cellular and you have, I think, location services on so that emergency alerts can get pushed to your phone as well for government services. All right, I'll see you next Sunday. Please have a